Hi guys, I'm here with another book review. The book I want to talk about is called Toxic Positivity by Whitney Goodman. It's kind of a heavier topic. So the first time I was introduced to the thought of toxic positivity was actually in the pandemic, and my HR director at the time, I was meeting with her regularly because the early learning center that I run, we just needed to meet regularly. It was the pandemic. I honestly don't remember why we were meeting regularly, but we were. And me and my coworker were saying how much we valued her throughout the pandemic, and then she said she had recently been accused of toxic positivity. So that was the first time I had heard of it. And so when she said it, at the time, it didn't make sense for her because she is a very true blue, genuine, positive person. She wants to help you. She's there to help you. So the term toxic positivity didn't make sense for her. But as soon as she said it, I was like, oh, that's definitely a thing, right? It's hard to define, and I wish I had tried to Google it before I started recording this video. And of course, I'm on my phone, so I'm recording on my phone, so I can't Google it. But like when I think of toxic positivity, it's like dousing people with positivity or positive, good vibes, positive vibes, right? But in reality, you're suffocating them, or you're not honoring their emotions, or you're not, allowing them to feel anything else but positivity, and shaming them for feeling something else, right? So that's what I think of when I think of toxic positivity. So when I saw this book on the Storygraph, someone else was reading it on the Storygraph, and I was like, oh, I need to read that. Sparkling water. I immediately was like, I need to read that. And it's not necessarily that I felt like I needed to learn more about toxic positivity. It was definitely more so along the lines of, I would like to share what she's talking about, and I wanted to share examples of toxic positivity. And let me tell you, this book had some good ones. I wrote them down for you. I wrote them down for you. So one of the things that I found most interesting about her summations of toxic positivity is how she correlated it to religion. And I see this so much on Facebook because I am a millennial, right? But older generations, or the generations before us, are so grounded in their religions. And whereas we younger folk, not to say that we aren't grounded in our religions, but we are more so spiritual. We're more so, we believe in lots of things, or the divine energy, or we know that we don't believe in anything for some of us, right? I love you, Jesus. But for some people, they don't believe in anything. And as millennials, we respect other people's beliefs more so than I feel like previous generations. And I thought it was interesting that some of the most heavy-hitting toxic positivity things can come from religion, when a lot of the people who are giving you those thoughts and feelings from a source of religion are doing so to make you feel better, right? And it completely misses the mark, right? Yeah. So some of the examples they use were like a loss of pregnancy, saying or telling people that that's God's plan or whatever. That still doesn't change the fact that that hurts. And like someone who has lost a baby does not want to hear that that's not God's plan. That's not what they want to hear. They want to mourn the loss of their child. That one was wild. And then the phrase, God doesn't make mistakes. someone who's not religious, that means absolutely nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. And it's like people who say that are saying stuff like that to help cheer you up, right? But if you don't believe in God at all, that completely misses the mark. And even if you are Christian, so like I think of some people I know who are struggling with things, right? Even if you are Christian, it gets to a point where statements like that will do more harm than good, in the essence of it's going to rock your faith, right? It's not necessarily going to make you feel good about yourself when you say God doesn't make mistakes. Then you're going to wonder, well, why did he do it to me? Right? It doesn't help at all. Yeah, or like if you've lost someone to disease, saying it's part of God's plan, God doesn't make mistakes, all of that is just, leave that out. Like that, like even I was gonna say, you might not even want to hear that if you're in a place of strife, but who knows, maybe you will. But you can't assume other people's religions. It's 2022. You can't assume other people's religions. You can't assume that someone wants to be cheered up. They might want you to just allow them to feel their pain and be there with them in the moment and then work through it. Maybe, but you're not invited to that either. So the religion points were really interesting. Oh yeah, the pieces on gaslighting, and especially when it comes to family and toxic family members, I thought that was pure gold, because I am a firm believer in that you make your family, right? And that there is no reason, like the blood is thicker than water or family first, all that stuff. Like there's no reason you should be holding on to that stuff if there is someone who is hurting you or causing you damage or, you know, mentally abusing you, all that stuff. No, you don't need to keep them around because they're family. You can get rid of them like you can get rid of a tissue or an old friend or literally anything, girl. Don't keep them around if they are hurting you. Because I see so many people doing that, or forgiving people repeatedly because they are family. Like, do you really have to do that? What is the reason? You can love them, but you can also love them and respect your own boundaries. So don't with the family first, blood thicker than water. Oh gosh. So the other part that really stuck out to me was that she had some really interesting views on affirmations. And this is where I'm going to lose the millennials. But like, I be seeing y'all's Instagram posts with your affirmations and stuff like that, and they're sweet and they're cute. But telling someone who is so they're sweet and they're cute, but if you are already mentally okay, yeah, those positive affirmations are gonna work for you. But for someone who is in a truly depressed, down state or down place, telling them I love myself and I will be well, or I love myself and I'm gonna be okay, I'm strong. Like, if you're already in a shitty headspace, that's not going to help you. If anything, is going to make it worse, because you're going to wonder why the positive affirmations are not working for you. Something else that I really loved about this book was talking about the value of therapy, and then our need as a society in 2022, our need for quick fixes, minute fixes, stupid-ish like that. Like, we are the self-help book, the self-care crew. Like, that's our MO, and it's not always the best thing for you. Will a book make you feel better? Sure. Will your positive affirmations work? Sure. But if you have some deep rooted things that you need to work out, you need to go see a therapist. You can't self-help your book or affirmation yourself out of everything, girl. Like, sometimes you need the help of a medical professional, and a therapist is a medical professional. Okay, sweetie, go find one. Because you can read all the books in the world that you want. You can read all of them that you want. But if you need help, you need help. And it's okay to need help. What else did I love, girl? Oh, and the benefits of complaining. Oh my gosh. I cannot stress this enough because I hate it. Hate it. I always ask people, or I make it a habit now of asking people, what are you looking for from me in this moment? Are you looking to brainstorm a solution? Are you just venting? Are you complaining? Because sometimes people just need to get it out. They don't need you to, well, you know what I would do, or back in my day what I would do, or like, you don't always, like, if I'm talking about something, I'm not always looking for a solution. I'm not always looking for a solution. I might already have the solution. I might just want someone to hear me. Like, not everything requires you to micromanage. Just let people release it. Just let people release it. You don't always have to solve their problems. They're not always looking for you to solve their problems. Perhaps ask. Oh, and then the last thing that I wrote down was, if you do help or respond to someone who's going through, to always remember that your responses carry weight. The things that you say, you never know what someone is going to internalize and remember forever. You know what I mean? So like I am 33 years old, but I can remember specific things that I bet you, from my childhood, that I bet you the people who said them, they probably don't even remember at all. But like, you never know when you're giving someone that moment. So always choose in any situation, choose your words carefully and speak with intention. Do nothing without intention. Speak with intention, move with intention, but specifically when someone is asking you for help. It's also okay to say, I don't have the tools to help you. I've been doing a lot of that these days. I can't help you. You need to find a therapist. I'm quick to say that too. And I know that's, for some people, that's coming from a place of privilege, because a lot of the boom for self-help books and all that, right, is because buying a $12.99 book is cheaper than a specialty psychologist or psychiatrist. These are things I understand. So, saying that you need to get a therapist is also coming from a place of privilege. But if you are in a place to do that, you should. Okay. So I think I've rambled enough about that book. It was a really good read. Currently, I am reading some books for my book club. One is called Hide. The other is Where the Crawdads Sing. And then I'm also listening to the second book in the Hawthorne trilogy, or the Inheritance Games. So the Inheritance Games was the first one, so I'm now reading the Hawthorne Legacy. And then another really sad book called, I forget what it's called, but I finished another sad one called We Are the Ants. So if you want to review on any of those, let me know. Happy to. Be sure to thumbs up the video for my thoughts on books. And my sparkling water is gone, so it must mean it's time for me to go check on my chicken wings in the oven, girl. Bye.